Tacoma has its own Arts Month, and that, of course, is October. I have two amazing individuals who are here to talk about the one, the only, Tacoma Film Festival. I love this film festival. Please join me in welcoming Wade Neal. You are the Assistant Executive Director of our beloved Grand Cinema. Welcome back, Wade.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks.
Thank you for being here. And that poster behind you pretty much says it all, doesn't it? It does.
It does.
You also brought with you Ernest Jasmine. You are the marketing director at the Grand Cinema. Ernest, yes. I haven't seen you forever, and it's so wonderful to know that your talent is back here in Tacoma. So welcome that I get a chance to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Long time no see. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. So, Ernest, let's start with you. So, the film festival is hosted by the Grand Cinema. What challenges have you faced in reopening this year?
Well, we've been back open since April 30th after the theater was dark for a few months. And we've, like a lot of businesses, we faced the ups and downs of this pandemic. But we think we've put together a really strong plan to keep everyone safe when they visit our lovely theaters. We have reduced capacity. We have assigned socially distant seating. So if you and a buddy come to see a movie, there's always a buffer between you and the other people in the theater. Of course, we require masks. And with the Delta variant causing chaos, we decided to add proof of vaccination. And that's really caught on. You know, if you want to go see the Seahawks, you've got to do that nowadays. So, we're cautiously optimistic, looking forward to things returning to normal. But in the meantime, we're keeping everyone safe, which is the most important thing.
I love that because the Grand Cinema feels like my second home when I walk in. And I'm vaccinated, so I want to know that anybody who is in there watching a film with me, I'm as safe as I can be according to science. Wade, you being the Grand Cinema, held the festival virtually in 2020. What adjustments have you had to make in terms of returning to a live setting? Because we can't just, click on and watch it now. We want to be there, fifth row center.
Well, it has been quite an undertaking getting the team kind of back together. We are lucky enough to kind of be all furloughed and doing various other things while we were closed, but we were kind of working in the background like little worker bees, taking in films and working with our wonderful volunteer screeners to watch submissions and organize all the films together into the festival, because we got about 1,000 submissions and we have to watch them all and put those together. So that's kind of a muscle that you have to work on a little bit when you haven't done it for a little while. The good news is that we're not only having the festival live, we're also having many of the programs available online too. So we are a hybrid film festival this year. So we've made it as safe as we can. If you feel safe going out and want to come and see movies in the theater where is their natural habitat and where they are always supposed to be seen. But you can stay home, and just about half of the films that we have been organized in different programs because of permissions and things like that from the filmmakers. But a lot of it is going to be available online, and you just go to our website and look for the virtual TFF, and that's going to lead you to buying tickets and all that kind of thing as well. And so we adjusted that kind of model a little bit. One of the things that I think is kind of cool is that if you buy a full pass to the online or the in-person festival, it also gives you full access to the online festival.
Oh.
So if you miss something at the theater, you really wanted to see this particular film or shorts package, there's going to be a version of it online, most likely. 50% chance, but that's we're really excited about that, because when we had the hybrid film festival last year, it turned out to be really popular, and people were really grateful to be able to participate even during the pandemic when everything was kind of shut down at its worst. So we're really happy to kind of do a two-way thing this year.
I love that. And I know that, Ernst, as you look at other film festivals, festivals. That kind of helps inform maybe ideas that we could use in the Tacoma Film Festival.
Right.
So what stood out? How does Tacoma Film Festival stand out from other film festivals? Because I know that you guys, as Wade said, you go through lots of films. So you get to know other film festivals really well. So how are we different?
Well, funny you should ask. We got kind of a special honor last year. It was, 2020 was kind of a downer in some ways, but Movie Maker magazine put out a list of the coolest film festivals in the world, and guess who made it? We're on there. And some of the things that people talk about between that the article they put out and the some of the directors that come here is, they like that we're small and scrappy, and we're of course we're a lot more laid back and accessible than SIF and some of the big festivals. You can watch a really cool movie and you can walk up to the director. You have more access. You can ask them questions. We have good Q&As after the films. And I guess I would have to add that we've got a really great director. David Donnell is really thoughtful and edgy in his programming, and a lot of directors talk about that. That being a reason that they like to come to the Pacific Northwest. Am I missing anything, Wade?
Well, I don't think you're missing anything, but I can definitely add to it. I think that you really hit the nail on the head as far as our welcoming atmosphere. We've been told by other filmmakers and attendees is we really have a warm and collegial kind of atmosphere where it's just kind of gives the feeling of being able to talk to one another easily. It's sort of the difference between when you have a small college class versus a big, huge lecture that you feel kind of lost or something like that, but that's not the case here, where filmmakers really get to know one another. And it wouldn't be it's not surprising when we hear back from some of them later on and they say, I met the person who was really crucial to making my next film at your festival. And that just makes us feel good that we can be a kind of an oven for any little bit of the creative process for other people. We just play our small part, but we feel like it's really important to the community and to have that kind of access and atmosphere too.
Well, you said the key word there. I was going to add something. You said oven, and you must have heard my heat comment of popcorn. We have the best popcorn in the whole world at the Grand Cinema. It doesn't get any better. So I hope somebody mentioned the popcorn, which leads me to my next question. Wade, let's talk about family events, because we're looking for things to safely distance, but to come out as a family. I'm sure the parents are tired of watching things, at home. Kids are great with masks. So what do you got there, Mr. Wade?
That's great, and that's a great point too. Kids are totally welcome. If you're over 12, we do require, or 12 or over, we do require proof of vaccination. But anybody under 12, you just have to wear a mask and come with a parent and things like that. But we have 2 events that are specific to families in our kind of stripped down festival this year. We have Family Flicks, which is at 10 a.m. on Saturday. And that's a really great collection of family shorts that are just that extra level of sophistication, and kind of like might be things that get nominated later on, or just from all around the world, things that are different than you're going to be, kind of have shot at your kids on Netflix or whatever. It's going to be a little bit higher level of sophistication and substance that I think kids they really want to see, actually, when they do get get an opportunity. And that's at 10. I said the time already, but it is also the most important aspect of it. It is 100% free.
Wow.
That's terrific. And so we're so excited to be able to do that. We usually aren't able to, but we can do that for free, in part because of Tacoma Creates, the tax that got passed a couple of years ago.
Awesome. Thank you, Tacoma Creates.
That's right. We love that kind of stuff. Free opportunities for people to enjoy the arts.
So I want to jump in because we're almost out of time, and I know. See,
we're going fast.
Good news travels fast. We always need more time when it comes to Tacoma Film Festival. I can't help but see that where in the world is Carmen Sandiego globe in front of my face, Ernst? So where are some of the submissions coming from?
Well, it seems like as our profile rises, they're coming from further and further away. I think last count, we've got 23 countries represented in the festival. I know they've come from as far away as, I think we've got a film from Mongolia. We've got South Africa represented, Egypt. I helped put together the music video segment and our programming. And I remember a funny one from the Russian Federation. So they're coming from around the globe, but at the same time, we also have our most extensive regional programming. We've got 44 films from around the Pacific Northwest, and some of them are of special interest to people here in Tacoma. Like we've got just for example, a documentary 700 Feet Down about the collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge back in 1940, which Tacoma was known for years. So we've got a lot of great diverse programming.
I love that. So last question for both of you, and we've been showing the website below your beautiful faces where they can buy tickets and find out about packages also. And Wade, let's start with you first. What are you most excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about the whole thing, but there's a couple of notes that I wanted to highlight that might get overlooked in the program. There's a documentary called Holy Frit that is about a glass artist who gets in over his head and has to learn how to make something that is way beyond his understanding, but it's meant to be, I haven't seen it yet, but it's meant to be really interesting. And of course, glass, Tacoma, they're connected, so that's what it's all about for that. And also just we have some scary late night shorts that I'm looking forward to, and some great Pacific Northwest short filmmakers who are going to be visiting us in connection with those as well.
Good notes. Last word there, Ernst. What are you most excited about seeing?
Well, I think our closing night film is really strong. It's called Thin Skin. It's directed by Charles Mudede. If you read The Stranger Out of Seattle, that name should be familiar. He's written for them for years. He's also worked on films like Zoo. He made a thing called Police Beat a few years back. I got to talk to him, and he said he was really hankering to make a comedy. He hadn't done anything funny yet, so he teamed up with the guy, and this is what cheat sheets are for. His name's kind of hard to say. I can just now say it. Ahamofule Aluo is the star. The movie's kind of based on his life. He's a Seattle jazz musician. In the film, things are kind of falling apart around him. Then his dad from Nigeria contacts him out of the blue, and that kind of creates chaos. That doesn't sound like a comedy, but it's a super funny film with some great music. And we'll recognize some of the people and places and have fun figuring out, hey, what neighborhood is that shot in? It's a really strong film, and I think people will like it.
Well, coming from somebody who has always been a reporter and had their finger on the beat of entertainment, that's a great recommendation. I want to thank you both so much, first off, for being here today and taking time out of your busy schedule. I also want to thank the teams that are behind you, the people that we could not get on this Zoom, that have done so much work. Nobody does it alone, and this film festival is a beautiful gift to the city of Tacoma. So I want to say thank you to you and everybody at the Grand Cinema who's touched this, and break a leg, and I'll see you 5th row center. How's that?
Sounds good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.